Okay, I think I am live now. Just checking if I can see it on my YouTube channel. Yes,
Checking if I can see it on.
Yes, I can see. Nice, very good. Okay, hi everyone. I was deciding to spontaneously do a live stream because I like that very much better than stale video. We can interact with each other, and we can also share if someone wants to come up. Also, I can post a link later on. So, um, as a metal fan, I was always, or I am always eager to and to broaden my knowledge of different pressings. So I love Black Sabbath very much, and I was thinking to check out. I have the Black Sabbath albums from the first one until the fifth one. So Black Sabbath debut, Paranoid, Master of Reality, Volume 4, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, all as UK first pressings, and some of them as US first pressings. One of them as a the first one, the debut because of the Evil Woman thing, as a first pressing, and then the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath I have also as UK and American first pressing because the American pressing slays the UK first pressing. But I'm always eager to hear also the when some great mastering engineers. I can put the link if someone wants to come up. Let me check if I can put the link somewhere. Share the link. How can I share the link? Ta-da. Oh, einladen. Yes, I can share the link if someone wants to come up. So I'm always eager also to listen to cuts by great mastering engineers. So I came across the cut from Mr. Kevin Gray, which I like what he is doing. I like very much what he is doing on different others artists. So I was thinking it would be a good thing to listen to his cut from 2006. He did the Paranoid cut from 2006, and Vinyl Me Please also reissued that same cut with the same blades. It's the Kevin Gray is in the Dadwax, and it said that, hey everyone, that the same mastering is used on the Vinyl Me Please version. So, and of course I have this one. This is the Grail for me. This is the first UK pressing with the Big Bear. I can show the Big Bear credits. It should be there. You can see it here on the. It's difficult to do, but it has the Big Bear credits. It's the original UK pressing, which for me is, hey John, nice to meet you. Which for me is the definite holy grail of Paranoid. And hi John, hi everyone. So I was very eager to listen because I read so much praises about this Kevin Gray reissue and his cut from 2006, but I could not get the 2006 reissue because the sellers, they don't send to Germany, and the Americans, it was a little difficult. But then I heard that Vinyl Me Please put this out, and you can see this is what Vinyl Me Please says in the advertisement. This is this 140 gram. I don't like colored vinyl, but yeah, I checked it out, and it's the white marbled vinyl, and they say now sourced from the original analog tape. So this can now mean quite a lot of things. It can mean that all steps are digital, but it can also mean that they used the original analog tapes and they did a digital step somewhere and cleaned it up a little bit. I don't know how that process is called. There is one very specific term for that one. I'm not sure now what it is called. The experts, they know, but honestly speaking, I don't care. But I was amazed that actually the original analog tapes were the source of that, and everybody knows that. Honestly speaking, the original sources, the original tapes, are not an audiophile production at all. So, of course, the main criticism, hi, Brent, the main criticism many people offer for the UK first pressing, for example, and the original master tapes is the sound can appear at different songs muddy, and it's a little bit not bright enough. It has not that dynamics, you know. Um, yeah, John is saying Master uses the US tapes. I am not the expert in that one, but it's cool to know that he didn't work from the digital files like Chris Bellman did with the Metallicas, which sound great, by the way. But he used analog tapes. Now we can talk 5 hours. What did he do with the analog tapes? I don't care. It is a statement that the analog tapes were used, and I have it now in my hands. And I was eager to compare it to the original UK first pressing, and I have to really say that this is now the Vinyl Me Please, which uses the same mastering than the 2006 and Kevin Gray's and the Dead Wax. So I was honestly speaking quite blown away by that reissue, and it's for a fraction of the price of a UK first pressing, which is really astonishing. And I have to say in the beginning of this stream that kudos to Mr. Kevin Gray. He really, whatever he did, he did a fantastic job. So I have to say, honestly speaking, the muddiness on this reissue, on this beautifully done reissue, the jacket is very nicely done, very beautifully. They have this inlet. There is one poster, a little poster inside, very nicely done, great quality. I'm not a huge jacket guy, but this is really nicely done. It comes with this inner, I can show you. It's really sturdy. It has the Warner Brothers. It has the same nice quality. It comes with this inner, whatever that is. Some artwork, fancy. So I was pleased with the cover and with the reproduction of everything. And it seems like they really may have used the American master tapes. That doesn't matter. So I compared them, and it's really fantastic. It's really fantastic. I can say I heard now. So I heard several Paranoid versions I had in my collection. I had in the beginning the German Swirl. So I had this one here. This is the German Swirl where GEMA is there, and where it's quite different from the GEMA is there, but everything else is it's a little different. A Philips record product. So this is the German pressing of that. This was the one I started out with, the German Paranoid Swirl. And I quite like it very much. It has beautiful mids. It has a nice bottom end. It has everything. I was thinking it sounded beautiful until Patrick the Vinyl Archivist, he told me, man, you should really try. You should try the UK. Johnny's saying, I'm not sure how easy it is to put it that it can be used. Yeah, good question. John. I don't know, but whatever Kevin Gray used, it's wonderful, I have to say. So I started out with the German Swirl, and at that time it blew me away until Patrick the Vinyl Archivist said you should really try the UK Swirl, and that is the one without the GEMA. It looks quite different. The ring writing is different. The vertigo is different. The Philips product is not there. So this is really cool to compare this, because I was so happy to have the German Swirl. It sounded fantastic. But then Patrick the Vinyl Archivist, he told me I should really get the UK one, and I was lucky enough, like 13 years ago, I got the Paranoid in near mint, excellent condition for 150, 160 euros, the original UK first pressing. And it's really cool. And then I got, this was not with the Big Bear credit, so I sold mine, and then I got some month ago, I got one with the Big Bear credits. I'm not sure if there's a difference in sound if the credits are there or the credits are not there. I doubt that it makes a difference. Okay, Joe. But I wanted to have the one with the big bear managements, the real UK first pressing. And then I was really blown away how much right Patrick, the vinyl archivist, was. The German swirl was fantastic, but quite honestly, it paled. It paled in comparison to the UK first pressing. It's still there. It's still a good sounding Paranoid, but the UK swirl it opens up a lot more. It has a much broader soundstage, much more dynamics. The drums are much more in the presence, in the room. The voice is much more there. The German excels in the mid range and in the nicety of the frequency, but the UK swirl of the Paranoid really, they are standing in your living room and they blow you away. So if you are out there and you look for the best version, I have to say for me now, it's definitely the UK swirl. This is my number one. Really a fantastic sounding pressing of Paranoid. And it was always then second one. My second one would be the Paranoid, the German swirl. It sounds equally cool, but right now I listened now twice to this VMP, Vinyl Me Please, and it's difficult. It's really difficult to rank those. I have to say, from hearing and from now, just especially of side B, Electric Funeral, all these cool doomy songs on side 2, I think that side 2 is the best. Side 2 is on the Vinyl Me Please. It sounds better. It sounds more clear, more transparent, more dynamic, honestly speaking, than on the UK as well. So it was always the best pressing for me, the UK as well, first pressing. But in terms of soundstage, it wins. And in terms of dynamic, it also wins. But what now comes into play with this Vinyl Me Please reissue, which I never heard that way before, is the transparency. And it sounds, the muddiness, which is a little bit there in the mix, is now gone. It's crystal clear, but it has no digital edge. There is no, like you can see it on some digital versions. There is no digital edge. It's still very cool and pleasant, and it has a huge soundstage, not as big as the UK first pressing, but it is, in terms of transparency and clarity, I think it trumps the UK first pressing. But that, when you listen to the UK first pressing, it's more like they are in the room, and more the soundstage is even more open. It's more bigger. But if you prefer transparency and clarity, I think the Vinyl Me Please, and I think now personally, because I heard that the vinyl on the 2006 Rhino, the original, when Kevin Gray did the mastering, it came out as the Rhino version on 2006. I would get this one, Rich. I would get the 2006 version if I now had the choice, because many people say now on Discogs and in other forums that the vinyl of a Rhino vinyl is better than the Vinyl Me Please. It's quieter. It has a more quiet background. And David Lawrence, he told me in just today that his 2006 version of Kevin Gray's Paranoid sounds fantastic. So that would be the one to get. Because, like I said, I never experienced. I listened to the SACD. It sounds great. It sounds not bad, but there I can feel the digital edge is a little bit there on the SACDs of the Black Sabbath, except for maybe Volume 4 and Master of Reality. They did a good job on that one, but I still would always prefer the first UK pressings. But now, listening to this Vinyl Me Please, especially side 2, if you really like the clarity, it's a difficult one. I think it's great to have both the original intended version on the UK first and on the German swirl. There definitely that this is what Black Sabbath intended to sound like, and what they did. It sounds fantastic, but I can understand when people go and put treble on their amplifier, a little bit more treble in, more high frequency, more equalizing the high frequencies to make it more clearer. And this is really, really something Kevin Gray now really did a great job about. I can say. So I never heard side B like that, Electric Funeral and Hands of Doom. I never heard it like that. Honestly speaking, this is fantastic. Like I said, it's not like it's not big and huge like the original UK first pressing, but you may prefer its clarity and its transparency, because he did really a separation of the instruments which is not really there on the original UK first. It's there, but I find personally on my humble system that Gray on this mastering for the 2006 and now on, which is used on the Vinyl Me Please, it's really incredible what he did, and you can hear things more clearly, but it doesn't lose this analog touch, this analog magic which we all love. It is not just a digital version of a bettered up Paranoid. It's really still there, and you can crank it. It is not distorting like Metallica's Death Magnetic, for example. So it's really a great job. I guess with the VMP. Yeah, the VMP is still there. The VMP you can still get on Discogs. I got mine from Germany, from a German seller. It's still there. Also, the 2006 version from Rhino Vinyl, which has the Kevin Gray cut, is also still there. There are like 4 or 5 near mint copies on Discogs from this 2006 Kevin Gray mastering, and it's really beautiful. And I advise, if you cannot get the very expensive UK swirl first pressing, and honestly speaking, try to find one in a good shape. Try to find one which is not crackling like a campfire during Planet Caravan. I never heard Planet Caravan on any swirl, on any of the first pressings, German, UK. I had an from Austria, very early one. So I never heard Planet Caravan without any crackling. So it's nice to hear now Planet Caravan, whatever's, you can say there's a digital step inside, but it sounds really beautiful to listen to Planet Caravan without a campfire in the background. So I like this very much, and it's not compressed at all. David Lawrence can attest to it. It's really not compressed at all. So I am honestly saying that I advocate this 2006 and / Vinyl Me Please mastering from Kevin Gray. It's really a cool alternative if you are not budget-wise for these German and UK swirls. And I think, honestly speaking, it's not far behind those two swirls. I still would prefer the UK first pressing, because it has this special touch of this. Yeah, there is this muddiness, but it's when you hear the slam of Bill, what is it called? What is it called? Bill Ward's drums. The drums are, for example, I find the drums are the best on the UK swirls, and the bass are the best on the UK first swirl, and they are very good on the German swirl. But again, the Vinyl Me Please now Kevin Gray drums better, the drums and bass on the German swirl. But I find the original mix of the guitar, bass, and drums of the UK swirl is really, really amazing, but not as clear as the one Kevin Gray now presented. Yes, the same. It is the same. Yes, Eddie, it is the same. It is the same master. Vinyl Me Please used the same master for the Rhino 2006 Rhino vinyl release, but I heard from many people that they use better vinyl. So I would try to get the 2006 if I were you. If you cannot afford a German swirl, even if you can afford the German swirl, I think especially side 2 blows away the German swirl. So maybe I should rank it on place 2, but it's very kindergarten to rank all this stuff. You like it or you don't. So the UK swirl, like I said, has this incredible soundstage, the incredible dynamics, but I was now amazed about how it sounds when there is more clarity and transparency. Though it was the best effect for me personally. Who knows? I know that album in many different varieties, but I never heard it like that. The CD and the reissues from Sanctuary and BMG and also from the newer stuff done by, I don't know, Andy Sneap maybe. They have this digital edge to it, and it's not the same. It is not related to the original tapes, but I feel that the Kevin Gray remaster is very, very much related as a cousin or a brother to the original master tapes, because this flair and the charm is still there. It's not a digital copy at all. You can hear this. So if you can grab one of those Vinyl Me Please or the 2006 Rhino vinyl, wow, I have to say, I was so much inspired by listening to this Vinyl Me Please stuff on this gray marbled colored. I hate colored vinyl, but this one proves me wrong. It sounds great. And really, I was so inspired to do a live stream or a video to advocate for those who are in search of a good, transparent, wonderfully sounding Paranoid, who are sick of the muddiness of the US pressing or later on. Liam is right, but not NAMS is not the best out there. Sorry, I have to really say it's not the best. I had the NAMS here. I sold quite a few of the NAMS. NAMS is great. It is a great pressing. The NAMS, the first UK NAMS pressings, comes close to the UK first pressing, but not really in terms of soundstage dynamics. It's not the same, honestly speaking. I'm not saying this to put down anyone or anything, but it is not the same. It's and I also I think even that the German swirl and the Kevin Gray cut, I won't now say like Vinyl Me Please or 2006. I will say Kevin Gray cut, the Kevin Gray mastering of Paranoid. It smokes the NAMS by far. So that's only my experience. I can only speak what my ears told me. I had them all here. I know what the name sounds like. The name sounds great, but it's not. You can hear it. You can hear that it's not from the very early tapes. So you can hear degradation already coming in. It sounds great. But Liam, I tell you, if you sit on my couch and we listen to the names and we listen to the UK first pressing, you go like, when it comes to the UK, you go like this. It's like, it's like you have a little television like this, and then you have a television like a huge television like 4K. You realize this is much more information coming through, big, and honestly speaking, I'm so glad that Kevin Gray captured this essence of that first UK pressing on that in his mastering. So I like this very much. I have not heard the Sean McGee 2016 pressing. I didn't know John Bandy. I had not heard that one. I was not into that, but I'm quite happy now that I was always looking for a Paranoid phone call. I just tell my wife. Kannst du es nehmen bitte? Amy, over. Sorry, a good friend of my wife is just calling. Sorry, and I was happy with the Paranoid as I heard them, the names, the German and the UK. But when there's always this, it sounds a little bit, this muddiness. Many people say that it's a little bit muddy. It's not. You cannot look inside the music like you can, for example, The Wall, Wish You Were Here, the early UKs and the German. So it's really cool to look now into the music of Paranoid by the craftsmanship of Kevin Gray. He opened up a little bit this transparency and clarity. This would be if someone is asking me what separates this 2006 cut from the analog master tapes, however he did it, what separates it from the UK and from the German and from the names and from the Vertigo and Spaceship and whatever there is, I say to you, what impressed me the most is the clarity and the transparency, but not losing. Usually you lose the punch the bottom end and the soundstage and the dynamics, when transparency comes in front, it gets weaker. Usually when they do it, it gets a little weak, and it shrinks a little bit when they make more clear and transparent. But he really did it nicely, that everything is still there. It's a huge soundstage, and still you can look wonderfully into the music and hear the playing of these great musicians, Geezer Butler's bass riffs, and even if it's not as cool as yes, you're right, John. It's not as cool, the drums and the bass on the UK first, but it sounds more clear. So John Bandy, you are right. When I listened to it today, it's like 1 minute 10, and then immediately the war picks, it gets loud. So I started it on, I was thinking, what is going on? I had to turn up the volume, but after 1 minute, 1 minute 10, 1 minute 20, the sound arrived at the level which is used throughout the whole LP. So it stays there. So yeah, it is there. It is 100% there. 1 minute. It's really remarkable. It starts low, like you, and then you put up the volume. It comes into play much more louder than the first minute. But the good thing is it's not fluctuant. It's not going loud, low, loud, low. When it's done, when it comes in, it's also not rising. It's suddenly it's louder. So yes, I'm maybe bothered, but I'm not a nitpicker. I don't care about these things. It stays there after this 1 minute for the whole Paranoid. Then is on the same level, same loudness, same dynamics. But agreed, the first it's not a dropout. Honestly speaking, it's not a it's a level drop. Yes, it's not a dropout. You still hear the music, but the level of loudness is a little lower. And then I had to turn down the volume because something came up. So we had to ask. We would have to ask Kevin Gray, what's the matter? Why is it like that? I had not researched it. I don't care. I don't want to spend my day researching why is there a fucking 1 minute drop in loudness on Warpix. I accepted it's there, but like I said, I was happy to order that VMP. I did not know actually when I did not know that it was from the 2006. I would have ordered the 2006 cut, which I might still do because I'm an idiot. So I was highly amazed about the clarity and the transparency and the punch. It still has in its own it's still there. There is no loss. So it's not, for me, this is not a digital copy making money. Wine on Me Please. Honestly speaking, I'm one who likes the Wine on Me Please Doors mono. I like it very much. So maybe that's just me, but there we know for a fact it's not from the analog source. But here they say it's, I can show again, whatever it means. It's not, it says sourced from the analog tapes. So whatever that means, my verdict is 5 stars, definitely. Beautiful done by Kevin Gray. Beautiful. If you find one of those, yeah, it's really worth it. Hi, Jason. It's really worth it compared to the steep prices of a German swirl, which is now also 200 euros, 180, 150 euros. And like I said, you are so freaking lucky if you find a clean Paranoid below 500 euros. Show me one. Show me one which is not crackling in Planet Caravan, which has no surface noise, no hairlines, no scratches. And I think those which are clean, spotlessly clean, you cannot get 500 euros. I have never seen a Paranoid spotlessly clean. Never. And I quite had some. I had 2 now here. Yeah. I had 2 now here of the Paranoid swirls of the UK, one with the Big Bear management and one without the Big Bear managements. And none of them is, strictly speaking, a near mint case. It's very good plus. But, yeah. Try to find one. And honestly speaking, you are frustrated. You've spent 500 euros and then you hear Planet Caravan. And, so that is also an impetus for reissues, and I'm not big on reissues. I never bought much reissues. I started my vinyl in my youth with OGs, and I picked up again buying OGs. So, but here I'm glad that someone took the work and did this wonderful work, this Mr. Kevin Gray on the Paranoid, and kudos again to him for doing this. So questions, I don't think that anyone would be unhappy. Yes, David Lawrence, I think so too, 100%. And Liam, at the end of the day, you can beat the original for beauty. Yes, Liam, I think this is a beautiful comment, but not everyone, me neither, not everyone can afford €1,000 for a near mint Paranoid. If the 2006 Kevin Gray cut and the Vinyl Me Please sounds not really that much worse, for I think 100, 120, you can get those Kevin Gray cuts. You can get them between 100 and 150 euros in near mint. And this mine was still in shrink, so it's really, really cool. So a question comes from Daniel. Sorry, I know we are talking. No need to be sorry. I like to talk about Black Sabbath. Saddam, no, it's Black Sabbath. So sorry, I know we had top Sabbath albums that offer best audio quality. Top Sabbath albums, yeah, top. Starting off with that. Yeah, this is a difficult question because, honestly speaking, Daniel, all of the Black Sabbath albums are not audiophile recordings. Many of them have been done very quickly in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, except for Volume 4 with kilograms of cocaine. They have been in the studio too long for that one. I read the biography. But let me start with the debut album. So that has a beautiful sound. I think maybe that would be my top pick. It has the best sound for me personally. And if you get the UK swirl with the Philips credit on the label, that would be my top recommendation for the first album, for the debut album. It sounds amazing. I never heard a better version. The German swirl is great, but it cannot touch it. The American has Evil Woman as a bonus track, but it cannot reach the level of greatness of the UK first pressing. Get the debut album as a swirl with the Philips credit, and it sounds freaking amazing. It's worth every penny you pay for it. I like it more than Paranoid as a Black Sabbath fan, but of course the debut is wonderful. If you cannot find the swirl, the names of the debut album is also very, very beautiful. NEMS pressing, UK first pressing of Nemes, is also very beautiful, but again, it's not from the early tapes. But look for the debut album on Swirl UK with the Philips credit below on the label. That is the grail. So then comes Paranoid, which we talked about today. My ranking would be UK Swirl, then Kevin Gray's cut 2006 or Vinyl Me Please. Then 3 would be the German Swirl, and 4 would be the Nemes. So that would be my ranking of Paranoid. Then Master of Reality is very easy. There's no question about that. There is the Master of Reality UK first pressing. It is by far the best. I heard the UK first, which I still own, this boxed one with the top loader. That is the best one. Then the German swirl is really, really cool, but cannot touch the UK swirl again. The Nemes is cool. The spaceship label is also nice, Master of Reality. So my top, the German swirl or the UK swirl, whatever fits your budget. And if the budget is not there, get the Nemes of the Master of Reality. Master of Reality has a slightly more clear sound than Paranoid, but not as clear and good as the debut. So it is not a high quality recording, but better in terms of muddiness than Paranoid for sure. David, it looks okay. The next one would be Volume 4. Undoubtedly the best version I heard. I had 3 of them. I had the US first pressing. I had the UK first pressing and the German first pressing, and I heard the names with a friend's system. So Finnish UK first pressing wins hands down. I have to say the US pressing of Volume 4 sounds great, on par with the German swirl. And again, budget-wise, best value for money would be Nimes for the Volume 4. So then comes a really interesting shit. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, which is one of my favorites of Black Sabbath after Volume 4 and the debut. I think Volume 4 would be my favorite one, and then the debut and Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath should be equal in my love. So there's interesting stuff going on. The UK first pressing of Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath cannot touch the US first pressing. Try it, find it out, get the UK, you should get the US first pressing with the Warner Palm labels, first pressing of the Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and you will be amazed how much the sound opens up, how clear the sound becomes, how punchy the sound becomes. It's also, again, not a very highly audiophile recording, but it's really a good one if you have the right pressing. It's on par with the Paranoid, definitely not as good as the debut and Volume 4, but it sounds fantastic if you get the US first pressing with the Warner Palm Tree, which is beautiful green, orange, yellow palm tree label. That is the one to get. I have both here, the UK first and that US first. And for me, clearly Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath on the US clearly wins. So then Sabotage is clear. Sabotage should be UK first pressing. Also the US first pressing sounds nice, but hands down the UK first pressing wins. So I have to say I have to stop there, because I am not a fan of Never Say Die and Technical Ecstasy. Never Say Die I can listen to. It has some great songs, but for me it is a huge step down from the first 5 Black Sabbath albums, 6 Black Sabbath albums. Even Sabotage is a great album, but then for me it went downhill. I think I have never really listened consciously more than twice to Technical Ecstasy. It's not for me. It's not speaking to me. It's not my kind of Black Sabbath. I much prefer Dio's Heaven and Hell, and with Dio and Mob Rules. But that is another Sabbath. But for the first 6, Never Say Die is cool. I agree, Jason. But like Technical Ecstasy, like I said, maybe I listened to it twice. I would never. I don't have it in my collection. That says it all. So that was a cool question. So I hope I could help you there, Daniel, with this one. Born Again, man, Born Again. I heard, if the rumors is true, I heard it is true that Tony Iommi is now remixing, not remastering, remixing the Born Again album, because that would be freaking awesome, because there are some great songs on Born Again. I like Gillan's voice on that album. Disturbing the Priest, Trashed. Yeah, there are some really cool songs on that one. So Born Again would be a good album to really, like Justice for All, not remaster the shit out of it, but remix it. Like, track by track. Justice for All needs the bass, and Born Again needs everything, because Born Again sounds like from a fish tank. So Born Again should be remixed, because it has great songs on that. So I would definitely go for it. David Backner says the US Rhino 2060 Andy Pierce. Yeah, I heard that one from Andy Pierce. I heard that one. But like I said in the beginning of my video, that one is not related to the UK first swirl in terms of analog charm. Andy Pierce did a good job, but it is, to me, too sterile. It is not. It has this digital sterile stuff. It didn't speak to me. Also, it has no connection to the original, charm of that one. So yeah, I can understand if some prefers that one, but then I would say get the SACD for those if you want to have digital. Yeah, the black vinyl Rhino box. Yeah, it's good. I had that one on CD, the black box. It sounds nice, but it's just a little bit too much compressed for me. Like I said, I prefer this. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I like how Kevin Gray merged the charm of the analog first pressing with, maybe he he used the digital progress to clean a little bit up the analog, to put a little bit more high frequency in it without losing the whole, yeah, I don't know the words for it, charm, you know. So this is what I really like, what he did in terms of transparency and clarity. Andy Pierce did a good job, but it sounds more digital. It's a cliche, I know, but it sounds more edgy and too nice, you know. Like I don't know. I grew up with the original ones. Yeah. So this is definitely not one for me, you know. So Twanger says, I'm of the accept mind. Yeah, hard pass for me too. Okay. Castle Communications, never heard that one. Not into the CD stuff. Maybe they had also some LPs. But once you hear David Backnell, once you hear the UK Swirl, honestly speaking, you don't search, except maybe for the muddiness of Paranoid. I'm not looking for a Volume 4 upgrade. I'm not looking for the debut upgrade. I'm not looking for a Sabbath Bloody Sabbath upgrade as a reissue. The reissues don't interest me for the debut. It don't interest me for Master of Reality. No interest for Volume 4. No interest for Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. But Paranoid, I was interested because I heard that the muddiness went away when Cray did his magic, and that one was for me the interesting thing because it changed a little bit. It's more pleasant. It's more enjoyable if the higher frequencies suddenly are in the mix. So that was what amazed me the most on the Kevin Gray. Yeah, on the Kevin Gray cut. You cannot say remastered because you can say remaster. So I would prefer this one over the Andy Pierce one. But Steven Wilson, honestly speaking, Steven Wilson did a fantastic job. I bought the box of Volume 4, and I was under the impression that Steven Wilson did also the remaster of the freaking album, the original album. So there are 5 records in that box. The first one is the original album remastered again, and then there are blah 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 outtakes, blah 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 outtakes, and then one record with outtakes is done, or 2 maybe, I'm not sure, is done, cut and done by Steven Wilson, and then using AAA. It said there that he used really the complete analog steps from beginning to end. He used analog steps to do these different alternate takes and outtakes versions of the Volume 4, and I was blown away by the sound Steven Wilson could come to with these alternate versions. I think it's disc 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. One album is there with these alternate versions of the songs and done, mastered by Steven Wilson using all analog process. This is fantastic. But I was thinking, why are they not doing this to the whole freaking Volume 4? It would have sounded amazing. But no, it's only one record with the alternate take. So what can you do? I sold the box again because I was not happy with the Andy Pierce remastering of that because they didn't change shit. It was just again, yeah, maybe a little bit remastering was there, but it was not to my preference. I love what Wilson did with the alternate takes and the alternate version, but I don't understand why he didn't do the original album. Still don't understand. He could do the Jethro Tull. He could do so many. What is it called? Yes, he did. But why he didn't take the whole Volume 4 and did it again? No idea. So the Vertigo Swirls albums, not Black Sabbath one, is old and sound brittle. People say, which one? Which one? Vertigo. What Vertigo are you talking about? Vertigo meaning spaceship with the spaceship label. Is that the one when you say Vertigos? The Vertigo Swirls album. No. They sound anything else than brittle, David. Sorry, I also have to disagree. Not Black Sabbath. Oh, okay, not Black Sabbath. No, I'm with John. I have a lot of swirls from Thin Lizzy, from Dio, from what is the other called? Yeah, there are really some great Vertigo albums, but Swirl, I think when I talk of Vertigo Swirl, it's that one. That is a Vertigo Swirl. This one. That is for me a Vertigo Swirl. Um, I don't know what you are talking about. Vertigo in terms of what? Of other bands. I don't have much to compare with the Swirl from other bands, but I'm with John. Yeah, Thin Lizzy has some great Vertigos, but I have never seen a swirl like this swirl on Black Sabbath. I only saw the Verti Spaceship label, it's called, where they sound spaceship. Not to sound morbid, as Sabbath men believe us. Those of you who have the OG will see great. Yeah, it could be like that. Hopefully they can stay on the earth a little bit longer. I pray for that. They gave us so much great music that maybe they can stay a little longer. John Bendy, if they don't, yeah, if they don't mix BA, yeah, I agree. I agree to that one. If they don't unfix the purpose, I don't. Yes, that is what I heard. It's not just a remastering. I heard, yeah, and John Bendy is saying if they remix, they will have to remaster. Yeah, definitely. But the first step would be to remix that album completely step by step, not use the same production. It should be completely remixed. So that means a completely different board. It should be completely. It should be done differently. Yeah, spaceship. That's right, David. I agree. But I heard also some. I think some crowd rock, some crowd prog rock is on Vertigo, like Gentle Giant. I saw some swirls, and Liam can attest to that. I think the Gentle Giant swirls sound fantastic. That is what I heard with my own ears. Um, uh, the Vertigo swirls from Gentle Giant, they sound fantastic. Octopus sounds really, really cool as a UK swirl. Fantastic one. So I think I'm not big on generalizing all the sounds brittle. Maybe some sound brittle, maybe not. But I can attest to the Gentle Giants. They have several swirls. The one with this dwarf on it, or what that face is, I have no idea how that is called. There's this picture of an old man from Gentle Giant, and the octopus from Gentle Giant. Maybe Liam can step in and say they have some great vertigo swirls. Gentle Giant. Yeah. So this would be my take on the Vinyl Me Black Sabbath Paranoid, except for 1 minute and a little bit more. Volume is too low on song one. This is a highly recommended pressing. Just my humble opinion on my humble name audio system with the Technics 1210 GR. This is a really cool pressing. If you like Black Sabbath, if you like Paranoid and you want to hear it without the muddiness, all thumbs up for Kevin Gray. You did a wonderful job wherever you are. Kudos to you. Thank you for letting us look into the music, into the production. It's a really nice experience to hear it so clear and transparent. So that would be my ramble bamble about Paranoid. It's for me a great album. I love Black Sabbath. So I was so inspired by a reissue that I wanted to do this video. And it's a cool advice because not everyone wants to spend 1,000 freaking euros, 800 freaking euros, not knowing what you get. I have never seen in the wild a Paranoid which was to my liking. Honestly speaking, the ones I got are from friends or from known dealers. But when you go out in the record fairs and you see 750 for Black Sabbath Vertigo Swirl, you look at it and you just put it down. So it's very hard. It's very hard to find a real cool Vertigo Swirl of Black Sabbath in a very good plus condition. Let's be honest, near mint is a little bit too high. In a real VG plus, even in a VG plus, which is a great standard, of record grading, So yeah, try to find a real gold mine, very good plus of Paranoid, where there is no freaking crackling in Planet Caravan, and you are lucky. but I'm not eager to spend 1,000 euro on that. I spent 150 for one, and now 400 for the Big Bear. No, not yeah, for the Big Bear management credits. And yeah, but I would never go higher than that. Not possible. And now that I know that the 2006 version of that is even on a better kind of vinyl quality, that is my humble recommendation for those who cannot. Yeah, incredible soundstage. The Wall has a huge soundstage, Liam. But I say I mean, for The Wall is a different kind of album. The Wall has so much overdubs and such a production. But in terms of soundstage, this Kevin Gray mastering is top notch. Top notch, man. Really. But Liam, tell us, you have the Gentle Giant swirls. So I think that the swirls, the vertical swirls of Gentle Giants sound beautiful, right? Yeah, it's true, John David Beckner. It's not easy to find these swirls and this even the Nemes and even the German swirls. You have to really be lucky to find a clean one. Yeah, you see Liam attesting to the Gentle Giants. He has several. I think I got him one or two of the swirls. So there are swirls outside which have a really wonderful sound. So this would be German swirl. Yeah, is a cheap options. Yes, definitely for the Gentle Giants and for the Black Sabbath. So like I said, I would not recommend any reissues for any of the first 6 Black Sabbath albums. I would not even, except for this Paranoid. Otherwise, I would always say stay true to the first UK pressings, German first pressings, and the reissues. I never touched any reissues of Black Sabbath because I had all the first 5, 6 worlds from UK. But the only one is this Kevin Gray cut. I highly recommend as a reissue from Black Sabbath. So this would be my presentation. It's all my subjective opinion, and of course many will disagree. That's the fun of it. But I'm glad I checked out this Kevin Gray cut, and I like it. So bye everyone, have a wonderful time. Thank you for your attention and for your time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. David is tough. Yeah, it's right. It's right, John Bandy. Yeah, 150 I paid for my Vertigo Swirls of Black Sabbath. Yeah, it's true. John, the record should be on its way to you, man. 2 fat packages. John R. Bandy. The Judas Priest and the Saxons and the Halloween. Metal, it's on its way. Yeah, I thank you. And I thank Kevin Gray again for letting us experience a different kind of Paranoid without stepping away from the original one. That is, for me, that is the art. Doing a nice remastering without stepping away from the original charm. So this is what I like very much on that matter, that he really did this, that he could do this, not to make something completely different, but still it has the original, like David Lawrence wrote on our channel. It's the real deal. So it's really the real deal. It is not some watered down digitalized crap sometimes they offer you, but this is the real deal because I have it here as the UK first, and it's really highly recommended. Bye everyone, have a wonderful time.